What you have here is the tower. Here, the keep, a central part of the Tower of London. But where we're headed to now is the Traitors' Gate. So the Traitors' Gate was built during the reign of King Edward I in the late 13th century. And it was originally called the Water Gate and was a royal entrance to the Tower of London. Now, it soon became associated with treachery and betrayal and was later renamed the Traitors' Gate. So the gate was primarily used to bring prisoners into the Tower of London, and the prisoners would be brought by boat up the Thames River, and they would enter the tower through the Traitors' Gate. So some of the famous people who came through the gate were, for instance, Sir Thomas More, who was Lord High Chancellor of England from 1529 to 1532, and under his Catholic Majesty, King Henry VIII. So he was born on the 7th of February 1478, and he died on the 6th of July 1535. Now, More was opposed to the Protestant Reformation. He was writing against the theology of Martin Luther, Hedrick Zwingli and William Tyndale. And he would later also be opposed to Henry VIII's separation from the Roman Catholic Church, refusing, of course, to acknowledge Henry as the supreme head of the Church of England, and also refusing to recognise the annulment of Henry's marriage to Catherine of Aragon. So after refusing to take the oath of supremacy, he was convicted of treason, and he was executed on the 6th of July 1535. He had been held captive in the Tower of London for over a year, and this is what's known as the Bloody Tower. Now, another gentleman who stayed here was Archbishop Thomas Cranmer, and Thomas was born on the 2nd of July 1489. He died on the 21st of March 1556. He was both a leader of the English Reformation and also the Archbishop of Canterbury. Now, during the reign of Catholic Queen Mary Tudor, Henry VIII's daughter, Mary had him arrested on 2 charges. The first for advocating the error of the Mass. He was against the Mass. And secondly, for treason in supporting Lady Jane Grey and her claim to the throne of England. Jane is known as the 9 Days Queen, because that's all she lasted, because Mary Tudor then had her executed and claimed the throne. And of course it was Edward, Edward VI, who wanted Lady Jane Grey on the throne because he wanted a Protestant on his throne rather than his Catholic sister. So it was very much in the family in those days. You can see a wee lion there. So he entered the Tower of London through the Traitors' Gate to stand trial in 1553. And for a time he shared a cell with Bishops Latimer and Ridley. And both Latimer and Ridley were burnt at Oxford on the 16th of October 1555. Now, Cromwell was burnt at the stake on the 21st of March 1556. At his death, he had something like the experience of the first Christian martyr, Stephen. In the flame, Bishop Cranmer cried out, "I see heaven opened and Jesus at the right hand of God." And if you remember, Stephen had that same experience. He said he saw heaven open and Jesus standing at the right hand of the Father. And that there, what you're looking at there, is St. Thomas Tower. Now, the historian John Fox said concerning Cranmer that, and this was a tremendous tribute to Cranmer, he said that dying in such a cause, he was to be numbered among Christ's martyrs. So this is the Traitors' Gate here. as you can see. There's the steps. And then you were brought through the Traitors Gate. You can see the name there. Traitors Gate. So you were brought through there. And then you entered Bloody Tower. And once you were there, well, your goose was cooked, as they say. So, a wee bit here about Lady Jane. There was 3 queens, of course, who were brought through this gate. Queen Anne Boleyn, Lady Jane Grey, and also Catherine of Aragon. So this is Traitors Gate. And it says, Traitors Gate is the grandest and most notorious river entrance to the Tower. Famous Tudor prisoners such as Lady Jane Grey are said to have entered the Tower through the water gate. And you can see Lady Jane. And then it says, the entrance has been called Traitors Gate since the early 1600s. Prisoners were taken upriver from here to the Westminster courts for trial. There's the Tower. And there's the execution of Lady Jane Grey. And I showed you in another wee video where Lady Jane was executed. So tremendous. Now another gentleman who came through the gate here was Guy Fawkes, or Gildo Fawkes. And Fawkes had converted to Roman Catholicism and left England for mainland Europe, where he fought for Catholic Spain in the 80 Years' War against the Protestant Dutch reformers in the Low Countries. And he had travelled to Spain to seek support for a Catholic rebellion in England without success. So he later returned to England, where he had been born on the 13th of April 1570, and he was introduced to Robert Catesby, who planned to assassinate King James I and restore to the throne of England the Catholic king. Now, Fawkes was placed in charge of the gunpowder that had been placed under the Houses of Parliament, but during the early hours of the 5th of November 1605, the authorities, having been prompted by means of an anonymous letter, they found Fawkes guarding the explosives and arrested him. He was questioned and tortured over the next few days and confessed to wanting to blow up the House of Lords. And I showed you in another wee video where he was interrogated and executed. So the trial of 8 of the plotters began on Monday, 27th of January 1606, and Fawkes shared the barge from the Tower to Westminster Hall, where they were displayed on a purpose-built scaffold. Fawkes was identified as Guido Fawkes, otherwise called Guido Johnson. He pleaded not guilty, but the jury found all the defendants guilty. So the Lord Chief Justice, he pronounced them guilty of high treason. And on the 31st of January 1606, Fawkes and 3 of his co-conspirators were dragged from the Tower to the old palace yard at Westminster, opposite the building they had planned to destroy, and they were hanged on the scaffold. So he wasn't actually executed here. I thought he was executed here, but he was only interrogated here. So he was executed at Westminster, near the Houses of Parliament. So thanks for watching, and God bless.